What is up, everybody? Welcome in and welcome back to my Week 17 NFL picks. If you haven't followed my videos before, I go through every game. I pick every game against the spread, give you my thoughts on it. Obviously, not every game should be bet against the spread. The spread is not the only way to bet football games. There are plenty of other options. There's teasers, there's parlays, over-unders, there's player prop bets that may be better. So I'll give you games I like maybe on these, but this is just me picking every single game against the spread. Take that with what you will. I don't claim to be an expert on anything. You can go back and watch my previous videos. You can say, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'll take his advice. Or you can say, this guy is a moron, and I am picking everything the opposite. Either way, you might be fine. I am rocking the Coyotes jersey today. A nice win yesterday over the Avalanche. It seems to be the only team that my Yotes are able to consistently play well against, but it's been a fun season, actually. They're playing better than I thought they would. Let's start it off. Cowboys at the Titans. Cowboys are minus 12. Tennessee's just completely fallen apart. The Ryan Tannehill injury, obviously, it has been a big factor, but they were falling apart before then. I like Mike Vrabel. I love the culture he's built there, but this team's just a mess right now. And it looks like Jacksonville will probably win that division to finish out the year. It could come down to that last game. Titans and Jags, that should be a good one, or should be for the division. Dallas is rolling. They had a nice win over Philly, bouncing back after their loss to Jacksonville. I don't know if I love Dallas minus 12 here. Dallas can have its moments where they kind of not play down the competition, but even last week with Gardner Minshew and the game being in Dallas, they still struggled a little bit. The Eagles turned it over 5 times. Dallas still needed a 3rd and 30 and then a last second, stop to win that game. I'm actually, I don't like Malik Willis though either. I'm going to take Tennessee plus the 12 here. I don't like Thursday night games. I don't like betting them usually, but I'll take Tennessee plus 12. I think Dallas wins, but it wouldn't shock me if this is kind of a backdoor cover game here for Tennessee. Cardinals are at the Falcons. This is Sunday now. Last week was Saturday. Sunday, January 1st. Atlanta's minus 3.5. And I'm going to take Atlanta minus the 3. Yeah, I'm going to take Atlanta minus 3.5 here. I know Desmond Ridder hasn't looked great, but I think at home the Falcons can take care of business here and do enough to sort of to beat Arizona and Trace McSorley. I don't trust them. I think Arizona kind of had their last stand Christmas night against the Bucks. They played tough, but obviously not good enough. So I will take Atlanta here. Kind of interesting in the Cardinals. Their last 2 games are on the road. And obviously this year the NFC has 9 home games. Last year the AFC did with the new scheduling. So Arizona's actually played 9 home games and 6 road games. Kind of a weird, normally you wouldn't see that through, obviously because normal teams don't play 9 home games, but just kind of a weird note I saw there. But I'll take Atlanta minus 3.5. I think they pull that one out. Bears at the Lions. Lions are minus 6. Boy, the Lions, a disappointing loss last week if you're a Lions fan in Carolina. A chance to really, and a lot of things broke their way. A lot of teams lost that would have allowed them to really get back into this and maybe even be a team in line to make the playoffs. Now they're going to need a lot of help plus a couple wins. The Bears kind of continue to be the Bears. Like Justin Fields looks decent. Over 1,000 yards rushing on the season, but their defense is just not good enough to hang in games. I don't envision the Bears defense being able to stop Detroit at all. Detroit's kind of been Jekyll and Hyde on defense. They look really good, then really bad. I think they'll step up here. I think Goff, St. Brown have a big game. I do worry about the Lions defense stopping Justin Fields in the Bears running game. But the Bears being sort of one-dimensional, I think they'll be able to do it. I'll take Detroit minus the 6. Denver at Kansas City. Kansas City's minus 12.5. Nathaniel Hackett is out in Denver. Probably rightfully so, though. Probably a little bit of a scapegoat there, too. Russell Wilson's been terrible. No other way around it. So, Hackett takes the fall there. I'm not saying Hackett was a good coach, but there's more issues there than just Nathaniel Hackett. Kansas City has the last few weeks, they struggle a little bit at Denver. They go to overtime in Houston. I didn't think they looked all that great against Seattle. They did win by 2 touchdowns, so hard to knock them. I can't in good conscience take Denver, so I will take Kansas City minus 12.5 here. I wouldn't put any of my money on Denver at any point this year. I honestly wonder if they might have a better chance of Brett Rippon playing in this game the way Russ is playing. But Kansas City's got a few things to work on, although the defense did look pretty good against Seattle. Dolphins at the Patriots. Patriots are -3. Tua, another concussion, the poor guy. I mean, my goodness. This is now the third one this year, and I just, thoughts and prayers with Tua, and I hope he's okay, is able to bounce back and get back in there, and maybe just the best thing to shut him down this season. So Teddy Bridgewater will get the start. New England's been kind of a mess. They actually came back last week and almost beat Cincinnati. I think Miami can be okay with Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think it's a disaster. But I am going to take New England -3. I'll take Bill Belichick here at home with the Patriots season on the line to get a W. Colts at the Giants. Giants are -6. Oh, the Colts were rough to watch on Monday night. I do a lot of videos where I do blind ranking 5 teams. I did one the other day where the Texans came up and I put them at 5. And then I got the Colts and I had to put them at 4. And I just kind of said, honestly, I might put the Colts below the Texans. If I had to do a power rankings, I'm not a big power ranking guy. I think I'd put the Colts below Houston, honestly. I mean, the Colts are just a mess right now. I mean, they are a week removed from hanging in there against Minnesota. The Giants have a tendency to kind of let teams hang around. They play up to the competition against Minnesota. I actually wouldn't be shocked if this game's kind of close. I don't love it. I'm going to take the Colts +6 here. I don't know if the Giants are a team I see winning by a touchdown right now, really against anybody. I mean, I can see a backdoor cover. I think the Giants win. I think you get something like 27, 21, 23, but maybe a 27-16 with the Colts scoring late. I kind of see a backdoor cover here. I am going to take the Colts +6, but I think the Giants win. Saints are at the Eagles. Eagles are -6. I'm not sure. Let's see. Is Minshew playing or is it Hurts? I'm going to assume it's Minshew here that's playing again in this game. The Saints are actually playing some pretty good ball. If they had won that game in Tampa, that Monday night game, I think they'd be the clear-cut favorites in the division here. Andy Dalton is like the third-rated quarterback by PFF this year, believe it or not. I don't think Andy Dalton's third-best quarterback in the NFL, but he's played well. I'm going to take the Saints +6 here. I think the Eagles win the game. They're going to wrap up home field. They're a win away from doing it. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Saints actually hang in this game a little bit. Panthers at the Bucks. This is essentially the NFC South Championship game this week. The Bucks, my goodness with the Bucks again last week, where an inferior team and they just can't do anything. Then it's like, oh, we got to go win the game, and Brady just puts the team on their back and they go win it in the fourth quarter. Same thing they did against New Orleans. They do it against Arizona last week. So I don't know. The Panthers are feisty. They have a good running game. They kind of laid an egg against Pittsburgh, but then they blew out a good Detroit team. I don't think Carolina's going to be able to run the ball like they did against Detroit, obviously, against a much better Bucks defensive front. I think at home, I think Brady gets this thing done and wins the division. I don't think it'll be pretty. I like that it's -3. That goes to 3.5, 4. I'm a little weary of it because I think Tampa wins by 3. So I think this is kind of a push game. But I will take Tampa -3 here. I think a better chance of them pulling away than Carolina winning the game and getting back in it. I'm going to take the Bucks there to beat Sam Darnold and the Panthers. Browns at the Commanders. The Commanders are -2. They'll be back with Carson Wentz this week after Taylor Heineke was benched. Rightfully so. Excuse me, just get over a cold. The Browns looked a little better. Like Deshaun Watson's getting his footing down. I mean, I think it was kind of crazy to think Watson was just going to come in and go off. The guy hasn't played football in 2 years, so I'm not surprised that they've been a little sluggish out of the gate here. Something tells me the Browns win this game. I'm going to take the Browns +2. I think the Commanders are kind of fading here a little bit. The term I'd fade that team, that's the Commanders right here. I'm not touching them. I could see Cleveland pulling this out. I'm actually going to say they do. I'll take Cleveland +2. Jags at the Texans. Jacksonville's minus 4.5. This is a game like for Jacksonville taking that next step. This is that game they lose. You know what I mean? Where like everything's going right for them. The division title's right there in front of them, and they go to Houston and lay an egg. I'm going to take Houston plus 4.5 here. Houston's playing pretty well. They're fighting for Lovie Smith. I think Jacksonville wins. I do. But I think this is going to be a close field goal win. I think Houston hangs in there here against Jacksonville. They beat Jacksonville early in the year. I know that was a long time ago. Jacksonville's playing much better. Listen, a young team like the Jags, it's not going to be easy when you're going for that kind of to get yourselves over the top. I don't think they're just going to go into Houston and blow them out. The Texans have battled the Cowboys tough. They battled Kansas City tough. They went into Tennessee. I know Malik Willis was playing, but they went in there and won. I think Houston gives Jacksonville a game here. I'm going to take Houston plus 4.5. I do think the Jags win something like 23-20, but I like Houston plus 4.5. Niners at the Raiders. Niners are minus 10. Jared Stidham is playing for the Raiders. Derek Carr's left the team now. Said he wants to leave, take a leave of absence or something. Unless they're tanking, I have no idea why you would bench Derek Carr. I don't think Derek Carr is the greatest quarterback in the league or anything like that, but he's certainly more serviceable than Jared Stidham. And it's not like you drafted a quarterback behind Carr that you're like, hey, let's see what he got. Stidham's been in the league for a while. Brock Purdy just continues to roll. Obviously he's got probably the best roster in the league around him, but he continues to do his thing, play pretty mistake-free football. 10's a lot of points. I don't love taking big road dogs, but who are you going to take? Jared Stidham? Give me the Niners minus 10 here to push the Raiders around. Jets at the Seahawks. Jets are minus 1.5 here on the road. I'm pretty sure the Jets are eliminated with a loss. There is some scenarios where Seattle stays alive still, but this is essentially an elimination game. I expect it to be close. Seattle's getting healthy, getting some guys back. The Jets get Mike White back. If Zach Wilson played, I'd take Seattle here, but I'm going to take the Jets minus the 1.5. Again, this is a game. If it was 3.5, I'd probably go Seattle. I think the Jets win something like 20-17. I think Quentin Williams just is too much of a mismatch for that Hawks O-line. And I think Seattle's strength, that passing offense, going against a duo like Sauce Gardner or DJ Reed is going to have some struggles. So I am going to take the Jets minus 1.5 in this game. Vikings at the Packers. Packers are minus 3.5. I'll tell you the Packers are going to make the playoffs. It's like all set up for it. I have never wanted to say things are rigged, but of course, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, every break goes their way last week. They go into Miami, Tua plays a half, with the concussion, and they end up pulling out the win. They are literally now 2 wins away with both games at Lambeau and 1 Washington loss for making the playoffs. And it's a cliche. I hate saying it. Nobody wants to play Aaron Rodgers and the Packers right now. It's the truth. It really is. There's a reason they're minus 3.5 here, too. Minnesota's been kind of they're the cardiac, not the Cats, but the cardiac Norsemen or something this year. I don't know if I love Green Bay minus 3.5 here. But man, that's a tough one. Minnesota's one of those teams that I just can't. They play every game close, but they have gone to Buffalo and won. The Giants are a good football team. They beat the Giants. They beat Green Bay earlier in the year. I'm going to give me the Packers minus the 3.5. I think they get in. Minnesota isn't locked into the 2 seed or anything, but I think they struggle on the road here, late game. Always supposed to be 37, so not freezing, but cold. I'll take Rodgers and the Packers. I don't love it, but that's the way I'll go with this one. And yes, I do think Green Bay gets in the playoffs. Rams at the Chargers. Chargers are minus 6.5. I mean, give me the Chargers minus 6.5. The Rams look great against the Broncos last week, but I still don't trust them. I think the Chargers can win by a touchdown or more in this one. I know the Chargers tend to play everything close to the vest, and maybe coming off a little high of clinching that playoff berth. But I like that it's not 7.5. It's a 1-score spread still. Give me the Chargers. Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens are minus 2.5. I don't know who's playing quarterback here. It shows how much research I'm doing for us. I'm going to assume it's Tyler Huntley. Credit to Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. They have battled back. The Steelers are one of those teams you just don't count out. They're always hanging around there. I think they'll play Baltimore tough, but I will take the Ravens minus 2.5. 2.5. I think at home, prime time. I think Baltimore finds a way to get this done, and all they need to do is have a field goal win. I think they can do that. Great game of the week right here, and it's Monday night. We got Bills and the Bengals. Wow, great. Maybe AFC Championship game preview, possibly. The Bills are -1. I am going to take the Bills with the point. I'll take the -1 here. That's a game I would bet on. I love when you can get games close to pick'ems because I don't need to rely on any team doing anything out of the blue. One thing I always say with football or any sport, teams don't care what they lose by. So if you're betting on big spread games, you're risking backdoor covers. You're risking no one's going to kick a field goal to make it an 8-point game in the final minute. So give me Buffalo -1 here. I think they're the better team. It's going to be tough for Cincinnati to beat Kansas City and Buffalo in a stretch of a month. I think Buffalo goes in there and gets them in a good game. So my picks this week, if I had to make any bets, I like Detroit -6 over Chicago. I just don't see the Bears going in there. And you know, even Detroit wins at like 34-27. You've got it covered. Let's see. I like Cleveland +2. I don't know why. Something about that game. Take Cleveland +2. I like Cleveland +2 over the Commanders. Well, I probably want to say Kansas City, but it's a lot of points. It goes against what I'm saying with taking the big spreads. I like Buffalo -1 as well. So those would be my picks for the week if I were to make bets on them. If you are gambling, please gamble responsibly as always. Enjoy your football Sunday. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. My next goal is 300 subscribers. I'm at 251 as of this recording. So if you guys could sub up, I'd really, truly appreciate it. Still getting most of my views from non-subscribers. So if you guys can hit that subscribe button, it would truly mean a lot to me. And I will see you guys with maybe a Seahawks preview, a little video before Sunday, and we'll definitely have a Seahawks recap coming on Sunday night. I hope everybody has a happy new year. Take care. Peace.